welcome to Zelda Speedruns. I'm Din, doing a hosting job today for Link to the Past Randomizer, our second qualifier for the Crossworld Keysanity tournament, which is a bit of a mouthful, and I don't really know what it is, so I'm going to hand it over to people who do know what cross keys means to tell us what cross keys means. Math Girl and Ultimate Dave are going to be doing some commentary today. Hi guys.
Hello, how is everybody?
Hello, welcome everybody to the stream. So for Crossworld Keysanity today, basically just take your average entrance randomizer and throw Keysanity into the mix of that, and basically you have Crossworld Keysanity. It's a lot of fun. It's a very, very challenging race, especially with everything being very jumbled up. So it should be a very fun race to watch.
Indeed. So what kind of trolls are you hoping for today?
I'm hoping to see, in particular, maybe a dungeon location on the backside of Maze Race.
Interesting, that could be fun.
What are you hoping to see as well, Math Girl?
Well, you know, I kind of always root for Moon Pearl on Pet, but I've never gotten that yet.
Oh.
I know, I'm evil.
Fair enough. Chat seems to want an early Ice Palace dive. I could be down for seeing some of that happen today.
Oh, and we're off!
Alright, here we go.
3 bombs in Link's house. So, that's a decent start, actually, because you need a whole ton of bombs in entrance shuffle.
Yeah,
Ooh,
having the early
hit
bombs
pile.
will give you a lot of open access really
Oh,
early.
garbage hen. Oh, I was excited there for a minute. Also, fake flippers, not one of the more common ones.
Ooh. Gem seemed to have found the backside of the well.
But yes, he did.
That will be a very, very good check early.
10 arrows.
Ooh, there's
Sword.
our fighter's sword. Alright, we'll take that.
That's always good to find. Also, front of the tavern.
And our first
Big key to Eastern.
Wow, that's a big item.
Small key to... Well, that's a garbage one.
Well, you know. So some decent finds, it looks like, in the well today.
Yeah, true, AA. Really the only thing that small keys do in Skullwood's logic, I think, is make available the boss. Logically.
Meanwhile, Jim decides he's going to go ahead and grab some extra cash early. Never hurts, especially who knows what shop items are going to be available and off the Bottle Merchant or Zora Flippers. Goomba also finding the well, where he will get his big key for Eastern and the Skullwood's key. It looks like there's a big key in the hideout for the thieves.
Alright, both of them making me play to the castle. Also, it's always scary to fall in a pit in entrance rando, but today... Oh, he already checked it, right?
Yeah, because there is that off chance you could fall into Ganon, and no one wants that early ever, so...
Well, you know, last time I commentated an entrance seed, it turned out to be Vanilla Ganon and Vanilla Ganon's tower.
Oh, and we got some dark room logic coming into play.
Yep. Okay, looks like back old man. Like the house thing. Yep.
Goomba opting not to go for the dark room.
Yay. Also, is that really the vanilla bunny sprite? I don't remember it quite being so pink.
I can't say I remember being that pink either. Ooh, but that's gonna be a item to remember. The top of the dark world or the graveyard.
Yes, it is. See, chest grabs.
No, you're gonna see a lot of deviation in this run because there's just so many places to check at a different, and there's not a set route like you see in normal randos. So you're gonna see a lot of deviation through the run. Right now, they're kind of going through some of the similar checks, but as the run continues, you're gonna see a lot of deviation.
Mm.
And even more sync. Wow.
Piece of heart. But that's always nice to have early, just because of the things entrance can do to you. Also,
Meanwhile,
the witch's hut.
Yeah, the Witch's Hut leads to Hyrule Castle, which leads to Death Mountain.
Oh my. Insanity entrance shuffle tournament win.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Goomba's gonna find the Fisher Price Shield, located in the hint. Oh, and the Turtle Rock leads to the Queen of Fairies.
Is that the Pyramid Fairy?
I believe it's either that or it's gonna be the Venus check, which is normally in the middle of Lake Hylia. One of the. Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's so garbage, though. Why is that considered the Queen of Fairies?
Meanwhile, Gem is literate. Hooray, literacy!
So, let me ask you something. You know, we say books literacy, but that's implying that they couldn't read before. How are they able to read to become literate if they aren't literate?
That is a very good question, one I don't have the answer to. Oh, fair enough, Incoherent. Incoherent giving us the breakdown there.
I guess that's fair.
Meanwhile, Goomba does find the entrance to Palace of Darkness. That is a big location to find early.
Tower Hera Smoky and Pod. So that means the rest of this dungeon's bow locked. Oh, I guess he just wants to leave through the. What are you doing?
I'm a little curious what Goomba's doing here.
I am too. You don't have a bottle. You don't have a. What are you doing? Okay, he's leaving. I think he realized.
Meanwhile, so it looks
Ooh,
like the Smithies
lamp.
is what leads to the Palace of Darkness, and Jim does pick up the lamp.
Yup. Oh my.
And Goomba gonna go ahead and try and pick up an extra hint. See what the old fabled chicken coop leads to today. Job.
And just the smaller rupee farming spot.
Light World Bomb Hut leads to another dark corridor. This is where, again, like I said earlier in the run, you're going to start seeing a lot more deviation in the run. Especially with what we find. Oh, Goomba finding Swamp Palace.
Big key to... Thanks, game.
Well, we already know where the Eastern Palace Big Key is, so that's kind of a moot hint at this point.
I saw Big Key and was excited for a split second until I realized it was the one for Eastern.
Yeah, me too.
The Death Mountain cave going back down.
I'm a little surprised as why Goomba didn't finish checking Paradox Cave there. Especially that's a 5 or 6 items that you can get right there.
Well, we're about to see what's on the just 10 arrows, but that entrance might be important later. Also, Mini Muldorm Cave. Interesting.
That's a valid point, chat.
So Endless Tundra, I at least know for a fact Goomba has a map tracker up because he actually has it on his stream. I assume Jim also does?
It doesn't look like Gem does, so it'll be interesting to see how they, continue to get through the dungeons and push forward.
Let's see. Big Key.
Turtle Rock, Big
Rock.
Key. Wow, that's a big item. Meanwhile, they exit into the waterfall, which having flippers kind of makes that a little bit awful because no way to fake flippers out of that waterfall.
So
go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, so Goomba's just gonna go ahead and do a quick save and quit here and get back to Link's house and continue from there.
I was just gonna ask, so like the backgrounds on the bosses, is that just like is that get clicked when they find the dungeon?
I believe so, yes.
So I thought it was Goomba who found Swamp. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, Goomba did find Swamp. Meanwhile, Goomba also found the back half of Skullwoods, the final door. So Mothula is not quite in the logic yet, but getting closer, and that's a good location to remember.
Thankfully, I think that it's always logically required to need the fire rod, just because that one torch.
Very true.
Because yay, bomb jumps aren't in logic. Thank goodness.
Also, a location to remember. They're definitely going to want to remember that fortune teller by Link's house, because that's what leads to the back of Skullwood.
Ooh, Paradox Cave. Which, now that I think about it, I think we saw, right?
Yeah, Goomba has already been there. Ah, we have a
Alright.
vanilla Hashula's hut.
And, Ice Palace's green pendant, it looked like. That's kind of gross.
Yes.
Yeah, Fred!
Let's see where the old Eastern Palace entrance leads us to today.
It is... Ooh, siege-shaped house.
But it only leads to 20 rupees.
Oh, hey, at least we won't have to come back.
Very true. Anytime you can knock out big sections of the overworld is very, very useful.
Especially something slightly out of the way like Eastern.
Just a small gambling game. Nothing super big. So now Goomba finds the entrance to Hyrule Castle.
Gonna take the drop down to see what another entrance is.
Well, and the nice thing for Goomba here is you're not out anything. You've already got a sword. You don't have to worry about doing bomb strats. Might as well just go ahead and grab a couple quick chests, see what you got here, and then continue on. One thing we've noticed, though, too, Goomba has not really opted to do darkroom strats, so we probably will not see what the chest in the sewers is, at least yet.
Well, I mean, it could also be they just don't want to be trying to figure out which caves are which.
Oh, the bomb shop leads to Hookshot Cave. That's going to be one they're definitely going to want to remember. That's a big find by Gem early.
So where would you be going? Like, what's your usual route through the beginning of entrance?
I feel like a lot of what they've done is pretty similar. I definitely do check a lot of village early, and then branch from there. Or it kind of depends on what your starting item is. Like for me, depending on what I find in the bomb or in your house, I'll either go south and head for South Shore right away, or I'll save, quit, and try and work my way towards village. It just kind of depends. Whereas in normal randomizer, you typically see the same kind of, at least similar routing. You know, you're going to head to your Sanctuary, Lost Woods Village, and then, you know, South Shore or some variation of that, typically. That's the fun thing about entrance and entrance rando in general is it opens up the doors to so much more routing. So now Jim's going to start heading towards the fortune teller up by Skullwoods and checking that. Meanwhile, Goomba does find the lamp very early on. So that will open up a few more passageways for Goomba to check. And hopefully we start getting some more key items soon. Right now, just trying to walk around and find a few things that can get them into more dungeons. So we'll see what happens. Jim finds the magic bat in Lost Woods. And finds the moon pearl on the mushroom location. Holy smokes. Okay, so that opens up a lot in the logic for Jim at this point.
Well, that's a good find. Gonna be able to do all the Dark World things they found now.
Yeah, Ampharos has a valid point. Jim probably does feel a little bit weird about that. However, with he doesn't realize is Goomba has not found that either. So Jim's probably doing better than he thinks he's doing at this point. Also, it was a vanilla lumberjack cave. Which I believe means that Ganon is actually vanilla as well at this point. I believe we've checked all of those double entrance locations. Yeah, there are 23 people racing today's race. Right now, we're just featuring Gem and Goomba in this race. Oh, and Gem finds a big key to Misery Mire on Uncle. So, Math Girl, in this situation, now that you have Moon Pearl, what is your routing going to Dark World if you have access to it at this point? How do you route yourself into Dark World with the locations we have given?
Aw, man. I honestly have not played enough entrance to really say. But I'd probably do, like, I don't know, basic checks, like, you know, village outcasts if I can and stuff.
That's entirely fair. Meanwhile, Jim's just going to take a quick death warp back to the beginning of Skullwoods and continue on his checks. Goomba does find the chicken coop and gets $50 for the efforts. Oh, comes out. Jim gets hit by the crow. Those things are nasty if you don't have a tunic upgrade, especially early in a rando run. I think we can all agree that they are not our favorite creatures in the Dark World.
Indeed.
Jim does take an unfortunate death there. Meanwhile, Goomba's going to give us a quick pedestal check with just a little bit of love today.
Aww. Rip. Well, we can still hope for, you know, Vanilla Ganon.
Depending, now remember too, in Lumberjack there was a small key, so it could be an important key. Maybe at a Swamp Palace it requires a Aga fight, so...
Wait, did we find Yenin? Oh, apparently. I was having some Discord trouble. It must have been found while I was having that.
Jim getting that useful piece of information about where Ice Palace is the green pendant.
I'm sure they would have preferred not to have that particular green pendant.
Very true. One thing I think unless I've mistaken, I don't think anybody has made the trek down towards Desert Palace yet.
I don't think so. Mystic Gaming, I think I was on comms for that one, and if not, then you also had a similar experience.
The question at that point becomes, is this even randomized?
I think we were all questioning that. We just died laughing when that happened.
Meanwhile, Goomba's going to pick up the big key for Misery Mire as well, that Jim found a little bit ago. Again, it's going to be hard to tell who's really ahead at this point until we start finding a few more key items. They all got the same items, basically the same keys. It's just going to be a matter of who finds that first real big key item to get them, push forward in the race and move forward.
See, it's seeming decent though so far. Like, we know that PED's not required. We know that, we know where Ganon is.
Very true, Dwedit, but what I was implying was more they both have it, and they're pretty similar in terms of where they're at this point.
Well, true AA, but, Goomba has the small key at least. And it looks like Jim does too.
Jim does find the looks like the side entrance to Desert Palace on the front side. And you can get a quick check out of the way and see what's on the lamp. Maybe you get lucky and find something you need there, or at least give you some knowledge. And the magic powder.
Ooh, nice.
Just some bombs on the lamp, and the hint says Mimic Ledge leads to a cave with a chest.
Interesting.
Meanwhile, the other side of Desert Palace takes you out to the Dark World version of the Witch's Hut.
Oh, that's mean, AA. Big key? Ganon's Tower, big key.
Oh,
and the damn
my.
witch is in the Dark World Lumberjack thing.
Oh my.
And obviously also the damn witch is also can be a very important thing to find.
Meanwhile, Jim's going to go ahead and check the side of Pyramid here and see what he finds there.
And before Bo and GT.
That would be not quite the worst, but pretty close to the literal worst.
I mean, it can happen.
Oh, it absolutely can happen. Oh, Jim finds the Tower of Hera in Dark World Ferry over by Pod. Wow.
Nice. Yeah. I have seen some crazy stuff. A door near the race game leads to what?
A boring house, it looks like. Believe it's the house with nobody in it.
Yeah, also, if you guys hear a cat crying, that's my cat trying to get in. She is outside my room crying, but I don't
Meanwhile,
want her
Jem
to
is in
hear
the
what
coffee
I'm
break
talking.
room, but deciding not to take a coffee break today.
Well, you know.
Just getting his workout in, lifting that jar. Goomba, meanwhile, is going to go ahead and explore part of Skullwoods. See if we can get some good items out of that mix and hopefully find some progression in the area of Skullwood. Skullwoods typically is kept in the same location because there's, I believe it has, other than maybe Turtle Rock, correct me if I'm wrong, the most entrances to get into that dungeon out of all the dungeons, so it's kind of hard to cross-world that particular location, at least to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah. Oh man, I still remember back in the days, and I don't know if they didn't have it or if the first tournament just didn't do like beyond just keeping the dungeons themselves randomized amongst each other and everything else randomized, but yeah, I still remember when that was in its very early days.
Oh yes.
Oh man, that was so long ago. That was like right after first tournament. If I'm remembering right.
Also, I must have missed it, but Jim did pick up Ether Medallion. Not that it necessarily will lead to anything, but we shall find out.
Shall indeed.
Ether was in Hera basement. Oh, okay. Thank you, Incoherent. Appreciate that. Meanwhile, Jim is working his way towards checking the Palace of Darkness entrance, hopefully leading to something good today. Especially since you got to pay 100 rupees to get in there.
Yeah, 110 really, because you gotta pay him 10 to grab him even.
Oh, it just leads to a ferry. That's rough. Meanwhile, Goomba does find the entrance to Castle Tower.
Looks like he's gonna check the first chest. Good
That's a
play.
smart check at this point.
I kind of forgot it was Keysanity for a second. 20 rupees. So I was just like, why is he doing Aga? Oh, wait.
Yeah, you might as well get that free chest check out of the way and continue on. It is in C-shaped house, so that's one they will want to remember. Especially with that key and lumberjack looming in the background.
Oh gosh, if that's like Swamp Small Key.
And that could be a thing, or the Desert Palace key, possibly.
silvers. And a shovel.
Seems like Village of Outcasts today is loaded with entrances.
Only gonna be able to check the torch, and he's gonna have to note out it's a big key. Oh, that's scary.
Another big key. Oh man,
That's scary.
there's absolutely gonna be a lot of Monka-S going on.
I'm sure he's just like, oh no, why?
Oh, and we find the sick kid in the chess game.
Oh man. I mean, that makes sense. It's amazing Amphros, but still, that's just like terrifying. Hookshot.
Oh, that opens up a lot of things, especially if Goomba finds out that the bomb shop where Link's house normally is the Hookshot Cave. That will give a lot more item options.
Oh my. We found Death Mountain, so we could do East Death Mountain as well.
Absolutely.
Or at least some of it.
Goomba's gonna
if
start
we can-
digging, getting a little bit of cash, and see what the item we get here is. Just a few bombs.
I mean, P-Train, that small key could be the key on the Lumberjack Lodge, though.
And
Bow.
Goomba finds the bow. That just changed a lot of things.
Oh man. Let me think. No, that doesn't put up. Does it put up Starskin's Tower and Logic? I think it does.
It was indeed Stumpy doing it.
Or wait, we need a. No, we'd only need the small key for the Moldorm 2 chest. Wouldn't the chest before Moldorm 2 also be in Logic? What's blocking that one? Really? But it's not.
Jem's gonna do his quick GT check, and Goomba is gonna come out the side of Hookshot Cave, which leads to the island check on the southeast corner of the, which leads to Agina's cave. Some weird logic today in some of these entrances.
Mm-hmm. You know, it would be kind of fun. So, Ocarina of Time Rando has this thing called PC. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. Where they just remove all the small keys and big keys, I think, and just make it so that you don't need keys for anything.
So are you implying you would like to see a Key run and A Link to the Past maybe someday?
Or at least like a option for it. Could make routing quite interesting.
Now, if you're Goomba, do you start working on possibly cycling back towards Village of Outcasts and trying to maybe make that GT play? Because it definitely is starting to look more and more appealing at this point, I feel.
I mean, the GT play. Well, see, you can't access the left side. You can't access the right side. No hammer or Samaria. You can only get 2 chests logically upstairs.
Skullwoods and Palace of Darkness are the red crystals today. And we do
Ooh.
know where Palace of Darkness is. If they decide to go back to Smithies, they can go clear that. Well, no, they're still hammer short of clearing that. My mistake.
Also, always guaranteed small key.
Yes, the game does ensure you get a small key for Skullwoods in that particular chest. Otherwise, you do soft lock the game if you don't have a way out of that room.
You know, we always joke about how badly programmed this game is, but it actually is surprisingly held up well, you know, despite everything people do to it.
Well, I
Small
mean, you
key
figure,
against tower.
it's why.
Pod small key and a blue man. Go on. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's why I think this game has stood the test of time and why it's such an enjoyable speed game.
There's so many ways to play it.
Exactly. Goomba's gonna go ahead and clear out that east side of Death Mountain just to see, you know, what's there, and maybe she's hoping to, or Goomba's hoping maybe to get lucky and possibly find the access point for Eastern Palace. We still haven't found that.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you've got the bow. Do you go ahead and maybe even possibly go ahead and start doing some pod checks? I mean, you're only going to get 2 chests out of it, but
You know, I'd say no. Because one of the big things with Keysanity is wanting to conserve pod small keys. And, I mean, maybe Goomba, but, as far as Jim, I would not. Because no bow, no bottle, you're gonna have to waste that small key in the front door.
that's a very valid point. Also, Goomba does find Turtle Rock. So gonna go ahead and start doing a little bit of clearing through there, though there's not gonna be too much you're gonna be able to get into without the cane. Oh, I stand corrected.
Open mouth, insert foot.
Yeah. Sometimes it be like that.
I think we found a witch chat.
The game was like, I see where you're going with this thread, and I'm just going to give you the cane now. Still one of the messiest rooms, I think, in Turtle Rock is...
Well, there's a bottle. So that might put pod on Jim's radar. Or wait, he already got the bow. Never mind.
And
Ooh,
Goomba
flippers.
finds the flippers.
Oh my goodness. Frustration tugs. Ooh, a Gina's cave.
Yeah, I believe they checked it earlier, and I believe it was maybe a compass, if I remember right, when Goomba checked it.
Yep. I mean, it.
And Goomba is going to make the pod play.
Not surprised. A little. Okay, yeah, he's going. No, he's going through the front.
He
Goomba,
picked
why?
up 2 keys. I must have missed that.
Oh, yeah, but why? You have the bow. You don't. Oh, whatever. Oh, did he save warp before? Or death warp?
And a troll hint.
I mean, yeah, incoherent, but at least check to see if the hammer's there before wasting your key. Now watch everybody call me a witch because the hammer ends up on the Bollock side of pod.
Well, we will find out very, very shortly.
Okay, good. No witch hunts of me today.
Does find a Bombos medallion, though, so if you manage to find a hammer or even, you know, a couple other Ice Palace things, you might make that play now if you find the Ice Palace engine.
Oh my goodness. You know what would be rude?
What's that?
Swamp Smolky being vanilla.
Yeah? Meanwhile, Gem does find a mini Moldorm cave. I think we've yet to see that. But
How
it has nothing today.
We saw it earlier. How about some vanilla Swamp Smolky and a hammer in the second chest?
Oof.
Yes, I'm evil with a little bit.
And
Ooh, fire
Goomba
rod.
finds a fire rod. Goomba's really pulling ahead in terms of items in the logic at this point. I think Goomba's going to go ahead and do the bomb jump here to get to the dark maze and do all the checks.
Hammer jump. And successful. And Quake.
Gets the quack.
A very out of logic Quake, but a Quake just the same.
GT map, which is rather useless in this particular logic. And the Swagnet.
Also, wow, Goomba routed efficiently, so he managed to get everything except for the one-off chest in pod, being the vanilla big key chest, the harmless Selway, and, well, Helmasaur.
Very true. Meanwhile, Gem is making his way through pod and will find his fire rod. Now that Goomba has the fire rod, think that go ahead and finishing off Skullwoods is definitely the play here.
Not a bad one. You know it's required, so hey, why not? You know, in entrance, does Mothula always require all 3 small keys? Because I'm just thinking, like, what if Mothula locked access to Dark World, and then, like, you know.
I'm not sure. But meanwhile, Fighter Sword Mothula is never, ever fun. It's good practice to get better at the Mothula fight, but it's already the best boss fight in the game anyway. But you know, add a fighter sword in the mix of it, and oh, and Goomba does take that death to Mothula. Mothula with a fighter sword is never any fun. I don't care what your skill level in this game is. It is just the literal worst. I despise that boss anyway, and then you throw in fighter sword and it's, yeah. Jim's gonna quickly do his sewer check, and Goomba's gonna head over to our friend the Hobo, who gives up his life savings.
Anyway. Ooh. Checking this real quick. Ooh, bottomless spiral.
And we do know what waterfall leads to, so we're gonna just go ahead probably and try and avoid that and head for the Zora King, and might as well spend your money since you got plenty of it and see what he's going to give you today. Will it be a life lesson?
Life lesson, love lesson, or some form of worth. By some definition of the word.
Any predictions in the chat?
I'm gonna say single green rupee.
I'm gonna say 10 bombs. Ooh,
A map. Well, that's kind of worth. Okay. Pod map.
Pod map is kind of useless in this point, though, because we already know it is
'Cause
a
it's-
red crystal.
True.
A regurgitated burrito. I love it.
Ew, guys, that's disgusting.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Like the Wizrobes and Wind Waker saying some very family unfriendly things when you hit them with the bow.
And we find the entrance to Laser Bridge. Now, how lucky do you feel navigating Laser Bridge?
Small key. Pod.
Speaking of a glove,
Wow. Big
A
key
Hera
to Tower
big key.
Hera. Well, we can now clear that out.
Laser Bridge is turning into Value Town. I say that,
Yeah.
and there's some bombs.
He's skipping the last chest? Okay.
Nah, he was just taking a quick walk through so he could iframe through that.
You know, as my friend always likes to say, the answer's always Laser Bridge. Except when it's not Laser Bridge.
Yeah, that is a valid point that Goomba has not found the entrance to Hera. I don't believe, unless I'm mistaken. Goomba finds the Thieves Town entrance.
And chest. Red mark. Sorry.
Goomba's gonna go ahead quickly now and check the 4 chests that he can, since you don't have
Ice
thinking.
Rod.
Finds now. You gotta look at Trinex being in logic.
I need at least one, or I think it's four small keys for Trinex logically, but
We have.
need at least one to get there.
Oh, that's true. We don't have any keys yet. Oh, that's right, because I don't believe does Fighter Sword damage Trinex?
Yeah, if you spin to win.
And there's a Castle Tower small key, so that will go ahead and open up the other chest in Castle Tower.
But they have a sword, eh? Ah. That's good to know.
Gem is going to go ahead and make the Mothula fight. Gem's off to a very good start against Mothula. But we all know the longer this fight goes, the better it just gets. And a very nice Mothula fight. Gem will go ahead and take the lead in terms of dungeon completion. Very smooth Mothula fight there.
No, I don't think we have seen the desert area.
Goomba gonna stock up on a little bit of potions. No reason not to at this point, because, you know, especially with, if you decide to make that Skullwoods play, it gives you a little bit of cushion, or if you decide to make other plays, having that little bit of insurance at this point definitely does not.
You know, now I really want to see a forced fire sword Trinex. Let's see bare minimum Trinex. What do you think, chat?
Goomba finds Super Bunny Cave.
How many magic extensions does half magic count as? 1? Small key to ice.
Meanwhile, Gem is going to make that play over to the southwest corner of the map and check the desert and Agena cave entrances to see where they lead. Another Hyrule castle entrance out of Agena's cave. On the ledge, it looks like a little love today.
You know, I actually had a tournament match once where I would have had to do fighter sword, hammer, trinex, and I was very new to the randomizer, and I just ended up forfeiting because I just A, did not feel like doing fire sword spins, and B, did not have the skill level to do hammer trinex.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy boss fight. Ranks right there with Mothula and even Cold Stare to an extent. Though with having Fire on it does make Cold Stare at least manageable.
Yeah. All three other swords were in Ganon's tower.
Meanwhile, Gem is going to go ahead and complete his laser bridge. I do believe Gem has found Tower of Hera, so if he decides to go ahead and make the Hera play next, should give him a pretty substantial lead.
Good.
I'm going to make a prediction, a bold prediction here, and say that one of the swords is going to be in the location where King's Tomb normally is. What do you think, Math Girl?
Wait, what was the question?
Where do you think the other swords or hammers are located?
Other swords probably Ganon's tower, just to be mean. Locked behind the hammer, which is somewhere disgusting. Like, maybe Trinex.
Goomba's opting to check the right side of GT. Interesting. Including everyone's favorite room, Tile Room.
Well, you know, it's one of those necessary evils. I know, right, Trenter? Guys are giving me Plando ideas.
Goomba does find another bottle, so now you could potentially end up, if you're thinking about it, make the Trinex play.
I think we need one more magic extension.
One more bottle?
Logically.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I think that you need 4 small keys logically for Trinex. I think.
Another Ice Palace small key. Goomba having a little bit of trouble navigating the fire pillar room.
Oh gosh. Yeah, grab that heart, please. Also, how are you supposed to get around that stupid statue anyway? That thing's so hard to navigate around.
It's not always the best, but you just try to make do.
Lamp was... Where was Lamp?
Goomba does a nice bomb jump to get past the Invisimaze. And we're in Bob's room.
Oh, lovely.
Finding the Titan's mitts there does open a lot up, but there's still a few more chests we can check, and I think there's still a very good chance of finding even more progression in this dungeon.
Mirror? Okay.
So, right side of GT was, all things considered, pretty loaded.
No swords, though. Alright, let's see what's in the big chest. Just 10 bombs.
Also,
Uncle, how
Jim
did
is
you
going to
get
find
to
out what's
the-
on the bat.
Small key. Garbage. What was Uncle doing in Ganon's tower that deep? That he dropped his bombs in the big chest.
I don't know. It's a good question.
You know, he can make it that far in GT, but then he dies to a bunch of wimpy guards. What the heck?
Goomba is going to go ahead and make the climb.
Can't really blame him. You can complete all 4 chests up here, so...
Very nicely executes through Mimic Room. Also, I apologize for spoiling part of Goomba's race there for a hot second, because it looks like we're all synced back up and ready to go.
I do like how this whole system works. It's very interesting. He has one doing the climb. Something about Keysanity, it's nice to know the logic, it's nice to keep track of the logic, but you never really actually follow the logic. Big Keopod. There it is for Jim. Semantics trend.
Gem does pick up his Gaina Samaria and decides to just take the Death Warp back out.
Well. You have to press left or L or R, and you have to have quick swap enabled, which is an option when you're randomizing, even in normal rando. So, yeah. Oh. Oh. How do you do that?
Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it's just, yeah, L and R.
Oh, L plus R. Interesting. uh,
There's the Desert Palace small key. Meanwhile, Gem's just going to go ahead and clear the top part of Turtle Rock out. And Trolldorm 2 does strike again for Goomba.
Trolldorm with the fighter sword is awful. I mean, we already know that the pyramid is useless, so no real reason to defeat Agatu. Just grab the chest and you're out.
Unless you want the quick warp, but it does give you an extra warp point, so.
Looks like he is going for it. Oh, you know what else?
What's that?
Look at the bottle count for Goomba.
Yeah, very true. Goomba, meanwhile, nicely handles Agatu. There's the front entrance of Turtle Rock. Blue Cane is in Mire.
Huh. Oh my.
Keep in mind, Goomba still does not have a small key, so going to Trinex at this point, not really the best of ideas, but or can even happen for that matter, rather.
And there's the GT Big Key for Jim. I mean, Aliza, it's still possible that Fighter Sword Trinex is hard required.
Yeah, there was definitely a few frustration slashes there, I feel like.
Just a few. Oh yeah, there's a very real possibility. Well, true, but we can hope, right?
Gem gonna check the sick kid. He's gonna get his bombs.
Well, hey, Hamsta, it's a good way to show that, you're actually ready for this tournament if you have to do fighter short Trinex and you still, you know, place well in this qualifier.
Now, if you're Goomba, you have not completed Mothula, I don't believe. So I think you definitely go clear Mothula out next, at least to get that crystal down. Because even though you don't know what's behind it, it's a definitely beatable boss fight now that you have a couple of safety potions. And I think it's a very safe play at this point to just go finish off Mothula for Goomba.
Oh, true, AA. Really? Because I've tried that and it doesn't seem to damage him.
Oh, Goomba tried for the coffee break and instead will now have a small prison to avoid the tiles. We will not have a coffee break today, chat.
Oh, he got through.
He's gonna get his Ether Medallion, and might as well go ahead now and continue on up Tower of Hera and try and finish this dungeon off. Fire pillars are being just as trolly for Gem as they were for Goomba. There's a Turtle Rock Smokey.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Goomba's gonna go ahead and clear out the Trolldorm fight here, and oh no, Gem is in a little bit of a rough situation here. He does not have enough health for the bomb jump, and so that does make things a little more difficult for Gem. Instead, opting just to go ahead and use the fire.
There is a vanilla way after all.
Who goes vanilla? Nah, I'm just kidding.
Sometimes you don't have much choice.
Very true. He's gonna make his way into Bob's room and find his Titan mitts. True to it, but he did not have really that much magic to do that, though, so... He may have had enough for one use. Again, Alizan, who does that? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding again.
Hovering without boots. It'd be interesting to hear how that works.
So Goomba does also finish off Moldorm in the middle of all that. Yeah, we have not seen a catfish check yet. Also, Jem's going to go ahead and check the graveyard cave and see what's up here. And finds a hype cave. Will it be hype?
300 rupees.
Oh, it's looking
Flute.
pretty hype.
Small key. Pod. And heart container. Yeah,
I'll
I'll
give
give
that
that
about
a
a-
4.
Yeah, I'll give that a 4 or 5. Very true, Hamza. Especially now, because with having Flute, the Mitts, and the Mirror, you definitely have all those checks like Checkerboard Cave, the top part of Desert Palace, as well as all the Mire checks. Since you do have, well, you don't have a Master Sword, so you can't get into those, but you do have Mire Shed and a couple of the other caves in that section. So it definitely is a huge advantage for Gem having that Flute now.
Oh my.
Goomba very
Mothra.
nicely handles Mothula. Meanwhile, Gem has found the entrance to Mimic Cave, which leads to the King's Tomb.
Nothing. Not
Yeah, it's a junk
really.
map since we know where Green Pendant already is in Ice Palace. Gem's gonna very quickly check. Oh my! Gem spirals into Eastern Palace.
Oh boy. Alright, let's see what's here.
Yeah, and he can full clear it.
Clear.
Thieves Town big key.
Oh. Also, at this point, that basically means that that small key on the, or that big key on the torch is just a fetch quest key, either being the Ice Palace big key or the Swamps Palace big key.
Very true.
Or desert. Oh, that's true.
Gem is hoping for sure here to go ahead and find another sword. Will make the rest of his game easier. I think the odds of finding a sword here, I would say at least decently substantial. Another GT small key. I believe that East Hut and Meyer key that they're talking about is going to end up being the Pegasus key.
Was the bottle in the Moldorm 2 chest or the one before it?
I want to say it was in the one before it, if I remember right.
So that puts that bottle in logic. So now we just need Turtle Rock small keys, and we suddenly have an available fighter sword Trinex.
Meanwhile, Goomba is going to check the catfish. And he's going to get a map for his troubles. To Thieves Town, which is a crystal dungeon.
Yep.
Runners always feel better seeing that Thieves Town as a crystal dungeon. Same with Pod, for that matter. In my opinion, there's nothing worse than opening up your map in Dark World and finding out that it's a pendant pod.
Or even worse, a pendant Turtle Rock, and you're just sitting there the whole time, just like, something's gonna be there, something's gonna be there.
Jim quickly gets his Eastern Palace crystal. In terms of dungeon progression, I believe they're equal with the exception of Goomba completing Aga 2.
Aga 2's not required though, so.
True. Jim has not killed Moldorm. He has not trekked to Tower of Harry yet.
Also, apparently being better at being observant than we are.
Jim does play the Duck National Anthem, and we're gonna fly off probably to check, I'm assuming, Meyer area. Pretty shortly, for that matter. Oh, Jim has not found the flippers yet.
Where were they? Oh,
They were in Turtle Rock in the, I believe in the...
Penelope Key.
Yeah.
Thanks, map. That totally gave us useful information we didn't already know. Alright, Ether is the Meyer medallion.
Jim opting not to get the hint from the end of that room.
And Meyer is useless.
Now Jim's gonna go ahead and check the other entrances of Desert Palace to see where they lead to today. And finds the Blind's Hut.
Ooh. Small key to Skullwoods.
There's the
Aw,
hammer.
come on. Game.
There will be no hammer behind Trinex today.
Game, why?
There goes the game, crushing all of our hopes and dreams.
Like it always does.
Ooh, Waterfall Cave.
Huh. Master Sword. And small key to Turtle Rock. Of course, now we're finding all the Turtle Rock small keys.
Master Sword definitely will help. It also does open up the Agate Tower entrance, since we didn't have a cape.
Good point.
And there's the Pegasus Cave, giving us a whopping 10 arrows. 10 useful items.
I kind of want to make a plan though now though that Hardlock's the
Oh, Gem finds the side of Desert Palace.
and steals a key from it.
It's not a bad strategy at this point.
That's always a little monk-ass to have to steal a key from Desert.
Gem finds the Rat Shack.
I don't think we found Ice Palace, no.
Yeah, no, the Ice Palace entrance is still looming somewhere. Meanwhile, Goomba's making the northeast corner of Death Mountain checks. And opting just to save quit. Cave 45
Well, now that we talk about that...
does it again. Well, we know Cave 45 does lead indeed to Ice Palace.
Ah, goodness. What is this game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little perplexed as to why you would skip this as a pendant, especially with all the items you have. I think that you definitely consider the Ice Palace dip for a couple reasons now.
I mean, you can get 6 chests logically. Can get the boss as well out of logic, as well as the green pendant. I'd go for it.
Meanwhile, Gem is going to go ahead and head into Mire proper now. Or, excuse me, Thieves Town.
true, but it's one check. Like, you know.
It just depends on really how much of a gambling mood you're in, really.
Plus, you know that Ice Palace Big Key could always be in Ice Palace. Or it could be the key on the Torch of GT, and Boots could be an Ice Palace.
Oh, for sure. That's the thing I like about Crossworld in this particular random.
Look at what Goomba's doing.
Goomba's doing a strat I don't think I've ever seen before.
Goomba taking the frog into the Ice Palace. Poor blacksmith must be terrified.
Does find the cape, and with not having a master sword yet for Goomba, that does open up the entrance for Aga Tower.
Right, Sundark?
Smithy's like, yo, my Uber, my man, where you going?
I didn't sign up for this. Take me back.
Boo, Asder. Boo. Could you just imagine the conversation in Ice Palace right now between Link and the Smithy?
Why, man, why are you taking me here? Oh, you know, I gotta save the world. You're kind of less important, sorry. But I'm scared. Well, you're kind of stuck now.
Yeah, and with the beard to keep the Smithy warm. I mean, you know. Meanwhile, Gem does easily handle blind. Grabs a crystal for his efforts.
Also, mushroom.
Decides to lead the Smithy in a little out of way to get some iced tea. Does show a lot of love for going to get some iced tea, though. So the only entrance really dungeon-wise that's looming for both players is the Mire entrance. Gem is going to go ahead and probably easily handle Tower of Hair. I feel like that's a safe bet at this point. Bombs on the Smithy. There's your $1 tip. Hearty red goop, which means there's a bottle with red potion in it. So Bombo's tablet didn't work out quite well today. Meanwhile, Gem is making the Troll Dorm play, which you should easily handle with the Master Sword.
I mean, guys, can you blame the bombsmiths for, giving Link bombs for taking them to Ice Palace? It's like, heck off you. Yeah.
Fair enough, Hexmage. It's a valid point.
If your Uber driver decided to take you into a deadly area, wouldn't you be kind of pissed off? Just saying.
And now Gem is going to make the Trinex play.
Yeah, but then what if they're like specifically taking you way out of the way just to take you to the dangerous area? Also, yay, Trinex finally.
Gem very easily handles the Firehead. And takes care of the Ice Head. And having Blue Mail here will give him a little bit of cushion in this fight. And easily handles Trinex. Oh my! Crystal and the boots. Are you kidding me?
Oh. Alright, time for a song. And the
Please rise for the
crows. I have silly web feet. Look at me go. Meyer Manor flying you.
Gem finds the Mire entrance.
I do not charge a fee, but still a bill. Yep.
Right now, Tony, I would say Gem is in the lead. However, there's still a lot of game left to be played. It's still very close.
How long did the qualifier last night take?
I'm not sure. Yeah, we're approaching no mode. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting close.
Oh, I didn't even know Jim could hover. That's interesting.
That is true. It's either going to be the swamp or it's going to be the desert big. Meanwhile, Goomba does find Blind's hut.
Oh, it looked like hovering. Sorry. I just saw it for a second.
And having silver arrows, he will make very quick work of Vitreous.
You mean that's a boss fight?
Pretty much.
This kind of seems like a joke of a boss fight, just saying.
Eastern Palace map, and oh my, a red pendant. Yikes.
Okay, that means desert's the other crystal.
And we do know, like they said, there is a big key on GT. So I feel like you absolutely may consider making that play soon if you don't find a big key in the rest of
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Goomba did skip checkerboard.
Oh, that's... What was in checkerboard?
That is not real good. I believe it was... Yeah, Desert Palace back half.
Oh.
Goomba's hopefully going to navigate pretty well through the Trinex fight here. I mean, the only thing that's going to help Jim in this case is he's not going to have to really backtrack through too much. Or going out of his way too far to get these checks out of the way, so... And having the items he has, he can go ahead and clear left side of GT out as well. Which I do not believe we have yet to see what left side of GT has, so it could be a very good play.
It could. But while we're on this topic, let's see. So we have all the items for Go Mode, I think. We need a Desert Palace Big Key.
Desert Palace Big Key, I think, officially puts us in Go Mode, or at least No Mode.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, I think it would put them both in Go Mode.
Nothing inside of Meyer other than the blue cane, so I think the play here for sure for Gem is absolutely going to GT and just taking the gamble.
You thinking that DP Big Key is in GT?
I think regardless with the odds being where they're at, especially with you still have a ton of items to check on left side. I think that you absolutely have to make that play.
That's fair.
But if you can clear the rest of Pod out, might as well go ahead and do that now.
Oh man, we have 4 pod keys and we used one on the front door. It'd be mean if they ended up using, getting all the chests except for one, and then it turns out to be that one chest they didn't get.
Pretty much. Also, that Alizon does bring up a very good point. with Crossworld Keysanity, you're only required to get the 7 crystals to be able to defeat Ganon. So GT is technically not even logically required. So it's very possible if they do find the big key for Desert Palace, we could see a winner very shortly here.
The big question is, where's that big key? Wait, did we ever get the big key off the torch?
No, we haven't. That's where we know
So
that
that's a 1 in 3 chance that that's our go mode, actually.
And even if it's not, you still got the entire left side to check after you finish this. So I will look for Jim to probably head back to Ganon's tower after the Helmasaur.
Then again, I kind of suspect it's not at this point, because I would think somebody would, you know, be done if that were the case.
Well, Jim did have to finish Pod anyway to get the item.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, if somebody gambled well enough, I would think somebody would be done by now if that big key was the Desert Palace big key.
For sure, for sure.
So, looks like he'll be isolating the vanilla big key chest.
It's the Hammer Yump to get his Quack Medallion.
So where was Ganon's tower again?
GT was in Thieves Town, the Thieves Town entrance.
Okay, so Goomba might be going there now.
Yeah, now you have the boots, I feel like that's a solid play, especially knowing that there's a big key on that lamp still. We're gonna find out.
I doubt it. Somebody would be done.
Oh my! Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 hour 53 minutes, we are in go mode.
Oh my gosh.
So for those of you who don't know what go mode is officially the point in the game where one player has all the items necessary to complete the game.
Oh, that's true. Allison's got a point. He doesn't know where the back of desert is.
Oh, that's a valid point. So we are actually in no mode. That's very true.
Let's see. Oh, you know, this is kind of scary. No, I can't really tell what these icons mean on the map. Probably location's not checked. It looks like he has checkerboard marked as not checked, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, Asder, Goomba did get Desert Palace Big Key. It was the big key that was on the torch for GT. Also, Goomba has not found the entrance to Meyer, I believe.
He's already completed Meyer.
Oh, wait, never mind. Yes, he has. I apologize. I was looking at it wrong. I do apologize.
So, oh, is Jim doing it? Is Jim doing it?
I think Jim is gonna do it.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
I think we are about to hit go mode for Jim.
No,
Oh, no, he's going the wrong way. No.
No, go back! Where are you going?
Oh, no, Jim. They're both.
How did my voice get that high pitched?
They're both in a race for Desert Palace, just in different ways.
Oh no!
Goomba has found it. Goomba has officially found. Now we are in go mode at 1 hour 56 minutes officially.
He still has to complete Thieves Town though.
True, as well as Pod.
Pod's quick enough. Although, yeah.
Yeah, because you won't need to check any more of the chests. You can just, you can go ahead and just plow through towards the end.
Jim, go to Thieves Town. No! Where are you going?
The Thieves Town is in Ice Rod Cave, the rock there.
Well, yeah, I meant like the...
Well, somebody in chat was asking.
Oh. Okay, Jim, go down this time, please. Thank you.
I think Jim is gonna go ahead and hit GT maybe. He's gonna do it. Or no, where's he going? No, Jim, no.
What the
No!
fuck are you doing? Jim! Why?
Oh no!
Jim!
I'm wondering if he forgot that there was a big... Or did he ever check left side for the torch at all?
I think he did.
He did check the torch. Oh no!
Maybe he's metagaming like I was and was like, well, you know, everybody... There would be somebody with a dot done by now. Oh, Jim. Well, Goomba gonna go grab Blind and kill him, and,
Then that'll just leave cleaning up,
Ganon.
Pod. And,
Oh yeah, alright.
this is gonna be a very close finish, depending on how quickly Jim decides to check, GT.
Oh my gosh, this is just... This is crazy.
This has been a roller coaster of a race. It's looked back and forth the entire time.
Oh no. No. Jim. Oh.
Jim is gonna go ahead and... Oh no!
Let's sigh.
Meanwhile, Goomba's gonna grab blind and continue heading for the blind fight. Very good point, Allison. I like. I felt for a while that especially once you found boots and you already had the hammer and hook shot, I felt like GT was the absolute play for about maybe half an hour or so now. Goomba does easily handle blind.
I wonder if Goomba will come in first place.
We could be looking at the first place winner here. We'll see.
I can confirm we have no dot duns in SRL. So just need to go in here. Did you say Magic Bat was the Ganon hole?
Yes.
Oh, that's convenient. Just finish this and then walk right next door and drop in the hole and defeat Ganon.
Yeah, that worked out very well for Goomba, for sure. This is going to be a blistering time. Like, this is a very quick time to finish ER.
So, Duskhawk, you are going to need a Japanese 1.0 ROM that we're just going to assume that you ripped off your cartridge yourself. And then you go to this website. Oh, one of these races. I can read. It's been a long day. And I just get used to that same question all the time.
Goomba's blisteringly making way to King Helmassar.
Yep, about to enter the fight. Now, he's gonna have to do Master Sword Ganon, but at least he has silvers.
Yeah, and you have blue tunic, so you got at least a little bit of safety. Not a whole lot, but you definitely don't want to hug the pig. Hugging the pig is a very bad idea.
3 bottles, so it's not that big a deal. Master Sword Ganon's just kind of annoying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially with the knockback on those spins.
Yeah, we encourage everybody to come out in these qualifiers. It's a very fun time. We welcome people of all skill levels, so come out and just have a good time with us. That's what it's all about.
Hello, next door neighbor to Pod. How are you, Ganon? Such convenient routing.
Best routing ever.
It's like, okay, let's just go finish Pod. Let's drop down next door. Hey, Ganon.
And a reminder, this is Master Sword Ganon, so this will take a while.
And since we're now on the Ganon fight, we're going to refrain from mentioning any status of better runners until after this point.
Oh, Goomba very close to dying on that encounter, or that engagement there. But is through the hard part of the fight. Well, it's technically not. It's not easy
Was that
until
the
it's over.
small key?
I think it was.
Oh no. No, Gabe, don't bait him like this. Oh, no flippers, right. That's good. That's very good. Okay, he's on to phase 4. He's just gotta land 3 more silver hits. Like that, 2 more silver hits. 1 more.
Just trying to do it very clean here. Oh!
Oh.
That was very terrifying. And Goomba is going to finish the race.
Gee. Oh my gosh.
Guys, get your GGs in the chat for Goomba.
With a second place time of 2:06:05, right behind Demon RHK with a 2:04:08.
Very close race. Wow.
I think my heart stopped for a second there.
I think mine did too.
Wait, did I misread the wrong name? Oh, yeah, Bonta. Sorry. Hello.
And we are now joined by Goomba. GG's.
GG.
Hey, GG.
So how about that race?
Escalated rapidly at the end.
Oh my gosh. Also, you nearly gave us a heart attack
And we
with
are
that
now
last
joined by
Ganon
Goomba.
spin.
GG's.
I nearly gave me a heart attack with that last Ganon spin too, don't worry.
Or more so the, walking while you're having a fire bat coming at you. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that could have ended poorly.
So Goomba, it was very, very close. It went back and forth several times actually through your match. What came down to the difference maker is Jem knew where the entrance to the backside of Desert Palace was, where you and you had the big key, and he has yet to check GT.
Yeah, like, when I got the hammer and the Master Sword, I was like, okay, now hold on a second. If the last 2 crystals are Misery Mire and Turtle Rock, I'm just in go mode right now, so let's go kill Trinex. And then Misery Mire just presented itself immediately, so I just went and killed Vitreous, but then that wasn't it. Then as I was clearing out Mire, I remembered the big key on the torch in Ganon's Tower, so I went back there, got my desert big, and I was like, okay, well, this is 50-50 go mode, let's just go find back a desert, I guess.
And Jem is still not went to go find the other big key in Desert Palace right now. He actually just went into Swamp Palace, which we have no clue what's in there.
I never even found the small key, so...
It was Saha.
Ah.
Also, yay, hiccups now. Oh my goodness, though. Though, we were talking and I was just like, well, considering that nobody else has done, like, I doubt that big key on the G2 torch is going to be the Desert Palace big key, and then it was.
Goomba, talk to us a bit about your routing choices and how you ended up back at decided to make the play to full clear GT early on.
Honestly, I just felt behind, so I felt like I needed to make a big play to make up time. Also, I hadn't been in the East Dark World yet, and I kind of wanted to just kill Agatu to be teleported to the pyramid.
That's fair.
You also had a very, very good time for this run. 2 hours and 6 minutes is a very solid entrance rando time period in general. So, how good did you feel about your running?
I don't know. I feel like that one had pretty easy sub 2 potential. Like, if you don't go into Ice Palace, you don't climb Ganon's Tower, you find your flute at a reasonable time. That seed could have been quite a bit faster, but I mean, evidently I'm not the only one who got chipped up since I managed second regardless, so... meh. I'll take it.
Absolutely, and going forward, obviously having a good qualifier time will definitely help when we get seedings and everything done. What are you hoping to do better in your next?
Well, maybe next time I won't go through the same connector 8 times. That would be nice. I'm pretty sure I went through that connector to Bumper Ledge, like, I don't even know how many times. Also, the Mothula death kinda sucked.
Yeah, but I will say, Fighter Sword Mothula is no fun. Like, I just look at that and I never look forward to that.
It's not great.
Oh gosh, yeah, that Trinex possibility. What was going through your mind as you were getting like all the components for a fighter sword Trinex?
I was trying very hard to do literally anything else.
I can't say we blame you there.
We
I
were
don't
so
think it's in
hoping for a
logic,
hard.
though. I'm pretty
It
sure
is.
Fighter Sword Trinex is not in logic unless you have, like,
3
2
magic
bottles, if I remember correctly.
3 magic extensions. So
Yeah.
you had that, but you didn't have the
Oh
4.
no! Gem is going back into complete left side of
He's,
Swamp House.
why is he skipping the first chest? Why, Jim? What are you, just why? Like, for all he knows, that could be his Desert Palace big key. I mean, we know it's not, but
I will say though, you start seeing the dot duns pop up, and it does alter your thinking a lot of times. So he's probably thinking, "Crap, everybody else is probably getting somewhat closer to finishing, and I need to try and cut time efficiency."
well, nobody else has not done since Banta and Goomba have. So,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of played it a bit risky at the end there. It's like, if Desert was the last pendant, and the Swamp Small Key was just deeper in GT, I was wasting a whole lot of time in my play. But...
so tell me he did not just flood the key. Oh no, this is his second trip in. Never mind. Okay. I was a little scared there for a second.
But yeah, Gooba, I can honestly say you guys put on one heck of a show today, and we're really glad that you were able to come make the race and give us a really good show today.
yeah, I mean, this is my favorite mode. I've been looking forward to this tournament for a long time now, so...
Oh man, yeah, this
fun.
has been such a long time in the making. Like, I remember talks about it like 2018, like, I don't know, probably in May or June, I think, was when, I first started hearing
I
about
think
it.
Jim is about to make the play for GT finally.
Oh my, he's gonna be very, upset. I do. Where are
Oh
you going?
no! He did go Aga instead of. Oh no!
Why, Jim?
Jem, what are you doing?
Why? I think my voice has gone up like 3 octaves in this race, but.
Yeah, he just got the 2 items, so that's good at least. I think he's finally gonna just go ahead and make the. No. No, Gem, no!
Jim!
Did he just never look at the GT torch,
He
or did
is
he
not
forget
even-
about it?
I think he did look at it.
I think I saw him look
But
at
you
it.
guys both looked at it really early in your runs.
Yeah, I mean, I
and-
forgot about it until I was halfway through clearing Misery Mire. So,
Oh, you know what? He has it marked that he only has 4 locations left in GT. But still, that's... Oh yes, GG's to Resuitador, with a 2:15:47.
Oh no, that would explain everything.
Oh no.
So we think he
Oh.
may have marked his entire basement of GT being cleared. If so, that's... Oh boy.
Allison, it doesn't matter if he has the GT compass. I don't think he'll be going back in. Hello? Am I alone in here?
No, you're here.
Okay. I heard somebody leave and then it just went silent and it's like, bot.
Oh, it was the SR bot.
I
But-
see what's happened here. I'll fix it.
Wait, can chat not hear us then?
No, it's fine.
There we
The
go.
bot's only used for the little icons, little microphone icons.
Oh. Okay.
So it makes you wonder now where Gem is going to go in this situation, because he hasn't checked Catfish, I don't believe. So that may be where he's trying to route next. Okay, so he may be leaning back to checking GT. All he needs to do is check basement and he's golden. Like, if he goes left, we're good. If not, then the extra routing will continue, and you just feel for Gem at this point, because it's very easy to overlook this, especially when you're keeping track of a ton of entrances and, you know, you got a lot of other stuff going on. He is going for GT. Now the moment of truth is, will he go left or will he go up? Oh no, he's going up.
Gem, please. You even have the compass. Look at your compass. Monka Giga. Oh, jeez.
I'm kind of hoping that he won't clear, like full clear GT. Oh, he's mirroring. I think maybe he realized.
Oh, this is good.
Okay, he realized that he's going down. Yep, there's the frustration dash.
Gem, please.
Oh, so in the meantime,
Few frustration polls.
In the name of DT is finished with a 218.08, Hitsuya with a 220.30, and Haunted Quest with a 221.02.
I don't disagree with you there, Trenter, at all. Nice thing is, though, he'll finish up the back of Desert Palace and be on his way to Ganon very quickly, so should be wrapped up in the next 3 to 5 minutes or so. Either way, guys, we hope you've enjoyed this race so far. Please be sure to go follow both of our runners, as they put on a heck of a good show for you guys. As well as our trackers and our restreamers. I know they really appreciate it as well. So.
Alright, I just died. Oh, well. It's now. Lol.
Beautifully finishes the Desert Palace fight. Now he's going to be on his way to Ganon. And he does have the red sword, so he will very quickly handle Ganon.
Poor Jim. That has to feel bad.
And it's very easy. We want to remind a lot of the viewers, it's very easy to mismark your tracker that you're using, your own personal tracker, to show that you maybe have marked so many locations. Like, it's very easy to do, so. Very quickly handles phases 1 and 2 of Ganon.
Yes, we did, Ganon. Oh gosh, don't. Please, oh,
He's
gosh,
trying for
don't
the
scare us
around
like
there,
that.
Oh! And there he finishes Ganon. And he will be wrapping up with a time roughly of 2:24:30-ish.
2:24:29. Oh my gosh. These restreamed runners tried to give the commentators a heart attack. Also, in between that time, Swedish Arctic Fox finished with a 222.43 and Data Plet with a 223.11. And Walther with a 223.40 and Demon Archk has forfeit. Wow, what a race.
It's definitely a fun race to watch, and we really enjoyed it.
Them Ganon fights, though. Yes, Jim will be joining for commentate or for an interview. You know, Allison, as sad as everybody is that Frimey will do an interview if we lost the tournament, I think it was well worth it for that world record seat I got to commentate. Like, that was something. Hello and welcome.
We are
G.
now joined by Jim. GG's, Jim.
Hey, thanks. GG, Goomba.
GG, Jim. What did you do?
I just completely marked off everything in GT except the top after I was done with the right side.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and completely forgot about it. And then at some point, I was going for the top, and then I remembered that I never did the left side. And then realized I also saw the biggie earlier. And yeah.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Yeah, Jim, there were several times we saw you run by GT once we knew that was the last crystal. And we were like, no, Jim, go back!
Yeah, exactly.
But it was still a phenomenal race. Like, it was very, very, very close through several parts of it. You guys put on one heck of a show for us all today.
Yeah, I assume it was pretty close until I forgot about GT, judging by Goomba's finish time.
It literally
Yeah,
came down to,
probably.
basically it came down to you needed to find the big key for Desert Palace, and Goomba needed to find the entrance to the back of Desert Palace.
Yeah, I made a pretty forehead play where I got my hammer and my master sword in the mire area, and I was just like, nah, screw this, I'm just gonna go kill Vitreous and Chinex and have all 7 crystals, right? That's how this is gonna go. So I just left. Didn't quite pan out that way.
How did you know where Misery Maya was? Did you?
I didn't,
you already
but I
clear
had
IP?
access to like every entrance. I figured I'd just kill Trinex and go from there. And then I
Oh,
just
I see.
got spat out right next to Misery Mire by complete coincidence.
Yeah. That had me pretty hopeful, but then was disappointed.
Yeah, I just went straight for Vitreous and was sad, and then went back in, and as I was halfway through clearing it, I remembered the big key on the GT torch, so I just went and got that, and then checked every entrance in the universe. It wasn't great.
We were telling chat, you know, it's very easy to when you have entrance randomizer, it's so easy to miss something because you're keeping track of way more things in this mode than you do in any other randomizer mode. So it's very easy to overlook 1 or 2 small things and it can cost you. So it's a lot to juggle, and you know, we definitely have a lot of respect for you guys for being able to keep track of it all the way you do.
Like I said, it's my favorite game mode. I play it probably way more than is healthy, so I'm pretty used to tracking all this stuff at this point.
Yeah, I might be a bit rusty on that one.
Apparently.
So going forward, I asked Goomba this question earlier, Jim. Where do you think your strengths were, and what will you try to do a little bit differently in the next seed?
Well, I don't know. I think I did pretty well aside from that one derp where I forgot. I just always try to be pretty efficient. And yeah, I don't know. At the start, it might have not worked out very well because I usually avoid the South Shore area until I get a glove. But it just so happened that the first glove was down there, so that kind of sucked.
Yeah, I got that glove at like 50 minutes. It wasn't great.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I was pretty satisfied, I think.
Yeah, there were a couple times you guys got items like the boots or particularly the boots, where I saw a couple frustration swipes coming from both of you, and it was, you guys were a lot closer than you realized, I think, at that point. But it's so easy again in these runs to worry that you're behind and you're trying to play catch up. So,
Yeah, honestly, the thing that worried me the most was the flute. I got that so late. That was almost my last spot, I think.
I got that pretty much right away after getting Mirror. And I got Mirror out of GG, and then I just went for Graveyard Ledge and got that right away.
I was gonna do that, but then I got very distracted by Desert Palace sending me all over the place and didn't come back for a long time. and then the flute just led immediately to the hammer, and I felt pretty bad about that. And that was about when I decided to just YOLO and assume I was in go mode. Which kind of worked, I guess. I mean, I got to skip a lot because of that, and I ended up with a pretty good finish time. But my early game and mid game were kind of bleh. And there was the whole dying to Mothula thing, that wasn't great.
like we said before, though, too, Fighter Sword and Mothula is never a fun time for anybody. That just takes a lot of practice and execution, and then you gotta hope you have some luck on your side, too.
And you gotta pay attention, which I did not, until I was at 1 heart.
Well, we definitely appreciate you guys racing today, and we look forward to seeing you guys more throughout the tournament. And if this was a race indicator of what you guys are going to do for us in the tournament, we're definitely excited to see more from you guys today.
Yeah, like I said, I've been looking forward to this tournament for a long time now, and I'm really excited to get a chance to play my favorite game mode in a more, I guess, competitive setting.
For sure. Jim, do you have anything you want to add?
Not really, just thanks for the restream, thanks for the comms, and thanks for tracking.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah, on behalf of the entire commentary trackers and restreamers, I just want to thank everybody for coming out and watching the runs, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well as we enjoyed participating in it. And huge thank you to the runners, obviously to Goomba and Jim and all the other runners who were participating today and finishing their runs. We definitely appreciate having you guys here. And GG's to everyone, and we'll definitely catch you guys on the next race.
Yeah,
Mathril, do you have anything you want to add?
Just amazing race. Also, is there really an OT soundtrack playing? Oh.
I'm not sure what song this is actually. I can quickly go. Apparently it's Death Mountain. I think it's just changed over though. Yeah, it just changed over. Rip. I don't know what song that was.
But yeah, Dan, do you have anything you want to add to the commentary?
Nothing much really. Yeah, just to say we are doing more of this. Quite a lot more actually. So this is only the second qualification race for this tournament. We've got another 12 I think to go. Next one's going to be tomorrow, so we will be restreaming that hopefully. So yeah, do check out the schedule for that, see what's coming up, and yeah, hopefully catch some more lovely randomizer runs.
Yeah, it looks like the next run, for those of you who are curious, will be tomorrow, May 22nd on Wednesday at 11 p.m. Will be the next Eastern Daylight Time will be the next race. So we definitely hope to catch you guys out, and if you are interested in joining, definitely do so. We'd love to have as many runners as possible in this tournament, make this tournament as big as possible. So on behalf of everybody, just want to thank you all for coming out. Appreciate you all, and you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.
Have a great night, everybody.
Yeah, nighty night, and yeah, thanks everyone for watching.